Welcome back to West of Loathing. We are down to our last ghost, which I'm pretty sure is Mrs. Gunn. We're gonna go find out if my hunch is right. Actually, can we just call her? Whatever, we'll just go upstairs. Third floor. The door is locked and no earthly force can open it. Well, maybe a whole team of horses, but good luck getting them up the elevator. Knock knock, it's Herb and Florence, ma'am, the ghost hunters. Florence and Herb, whatever. I do feel significantly less haunted. Did you get rid of all the ghosts? We sure did, ma'am. Actually, my scanner says there's still one. Shh. Yes, ma'am, all ghosts accounted for. Well, that's splendid. Come right on in. Yeah. Okay. Hello, Mrs. Gunn. Hello. Herb, was it? Thank you so much for getting rid of all those ghosts for me. Yeah, about that. Turns out there's one left. Oh dear. Well, I'll need you to take care of it before I can pay you. Mrs. Gunn, I have some bad news for you. Oh, what's that? It's you. You're a ghost, ma'am. Well, I'll be. When did that happen, I wonder? My condolences. Why, thank you. You're very kind. You know, this does explain some things. Like what? Well, I haven't had any appetite for months, nearly a year, in fact. They keep sending up food from the kitchen in the dumbwaiter, but I've just been dropping it out the window and sending the empty plates back so the chef won't have her feelings hurt. Is that what that pile of stuff in the back garden is? Huh. There's also the fact that you're, well, translucent. Yes, I thought that was just cataracts. Mrs. Gunn, this prompts a question, you know. Oh, what's that? Why are you a ghost? Well, I'm sure I don't know. You're the expert. Perhaps you can tell me. Actually, that's me. I'm the expert. Do you have some kind of unfinished business? Something that's tying you to this place? Well, now that you mention it, I suppose I do. You know, I know she's supposed to be the ghost professional, but she did literally nothing while we've been here. She assisted in a fight briefly a couple of times. I've done all the work. My entire family disappeared a few years ago. My husband and 3 daughters. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. I'm sorry for your loss. The sheriff suspected they'd been kidnapped for ransom, but no one ever made any demands. They just vanished. I never found out what happened. I always thought they were taken away by ghosts. Why did you think that? I've always felt guilty about how many people have been killed by my invention. The belt buckle? The gun. Oh, right. I used to worry that the ghosts would come back to haunt me. When I built this house, I had an electrical anti-ghost field installed in the walls of this room so they couldn't get in. No way. Awesome. Wait, doesn't that affect you? Well, I'm sure it would if I attempted to walk through the wall, but it never occurred to me to try. Aha. After Dan and the girls disappeared, I became so sure that ghosts had gotten them that I locked myself in here after donating the rest of the house to the Historical Society so that there'd be someone to look after the place. Now I feel rather silly about the whole thing. Silly? I mean, ghosts do exist, obviously. Well, yes, but now that I'm a ghost myself, I can sense the presence of other ghosts, and they only just arrived in this house yesterday or the day before. Why? Why did they arrive yesterday or the day before? Who knows? Alright. That was when I called for an exterminator. You know, I didn't even question how I knew they were here, but I don't think there have been any ghosts here before then. Why did they all show up yesterday? Ah, here we go. I couldn't say. They all seemed very angry and confused, but since they couldn't get in here, they gave up and started wandering around the house. They gave up quite easily, actually. Maybe because you were already a ghost yourself. Well, Mrs. Gunn, what are we going to do with you? What do you mean? You did contact me for 13 ghosts, ma'am. You're the 13th. Oh, yes. Obviously, I could simply renegotiate the number with you, but perhaps you should go ahead and exorcise me or whatever you do. Does this give her the opportunity to zap Mrs. Gunn? Let's see. I'd rather find a more peaceful solution. A peaceful solution? What do you mean? Well, we can also release you from your ghostitude by solving the problem that's keeping you here. In your case, I guess that means finding out what happened to your family. Oh, well, I would be very grateful if you could. I assume they're dead, but to be honest, I think I've gotten used to that fact. And to be honest, I think I've gotten used to that fact. But I surely would like to know what actually happened. Alright, I'll see what I can do. No leads? Nothing? Alright, well... The sign on this case says break in case of attic. Well... Now I have an attic opening stick. Okay. Stop! All these books are about gun parts such as cylinder springs, center pin springs, and dumbwaiters. A dumbwaiter is not part of a gun. Mrs. Gunn's vanity is elegant but not ostentatious. Look in the mirror. You take a long, hard look at yourself in the mirror and think about the things you've done. Well, a lot of those things were pretty cool. Alright. So Mrs. Gunn was a ghost all along, eh? Yeah. Think you can do anything for her? Do you mean cure her? Oh yeah, sure, I've got some anti-death pills right here in my bag. Oh no, she won't be able to swallow them because she's a ghost. Oh no. Never mind, they're placebos anyway. That's for later. You knew she was a ghost all along? Yeah, I had my suspicions. You must be more in tune with all this narrative stuff than I am. Yeah, like I said earlier, I think I've done more here than you did by a wide margin. Okay, how do we get to the attic? We are on the top floor, right? It wasn't in here, was it? No. I don't remember... I don't remember a location where there was a door, but... I assume it's a thing in the roof. Oh, here we go. There's a trapdoor in the ceiling here, and you just happen to have the stick for opening it. Well, that's handy. There's no indication of that at all. I don't think there's very much of it in the main game, but I don't like in this DLC how many things are like only provided contextually and or very hard to find. There's been more than a few now. Oh, there's just a guy up here. Boxes of old hats. Their old hat. Just more boxes of covered up furniture back there. Who's that shady looking guy over there? I'm not sure, I haven't talked to him yet. Maybe I'll try that. What's the skinny? That guy looks like he's been living up here or something. That's creepy as heck. Creepier than if he were an actual ghost? I mean, yeah? Yes? Yeah, on reflection, I agree. Hey, who the heck are you? I'm Herb Wales, but since I'm not the guy who's apparently hiding out in Mrs. Gunn's attic, I feel like you ought to be the one answering that question. Who am I? Well, that's just freaking typical. I'm Chet Bullet, damn it. Am I supposed to have heard that name before? You damn well should have. Mrs. Gunn's invention would have been nothing without mine. Did Chet Bullet invent the bullet? Wait, let me guess. You invented the bullet. Phew, I thought for sure you were gonna say belt buckle again. Oh shoot, now I want to change my guess. You're damn right I invented the bullet, but I was her assistant, so did I get any credit? Hell no. Sounds like you've got an axe to grind. Not for much longer, heh. Aw, jeez. Yeah, looks like we found the bad guy. Okay, Chet, go ahead and tell us the details of your whole nefarious plan. I don't care much for your tone. Why should I tell you anything? Well, if you don't want to take credit for whatever your genius plan is, I'm fine to let you languish in obscurity. Well, it's too late for you to stop me anyway, so I suppose it won't hurt to tell you. Certainly not as much as not telling me would. When Mrs. Gunn dies, control of the company and patents passes to me. I'm no murderer, mind you. I like to keep my hands clean. Heh. But I figured there might be some other people who'd have a bone to pick with her, considering their manner of death. You summoned all the ghosts? That's right. All it took was some basic seance equipment wired up to the house's belfry for amplification. A snap for a mechanical genius like me. But seance gear summons ghosts related to the summoner. That's the whole point of a medium, a person who knows how to direct the summoning on someone else's behalf. So you get to talk to your own grandma instead of the summoners. You don't seem like the medium type to me. More like a small... I wish you could hear how loud my eyes rolled in my head. More like a small, but that does explain something I've been wondering about. Oh? Didn't make any sense for all the ghosts to be here to be haunting Mrs. Gunn, because some of them weren't killed by guns, but they were all killed by bullets. Naturally, I anticipated there'd be a couple of those. That's why I rigged this room with an anti-ghost field, which I cleverly boosted so the ghosts couldn't even sense me up here. So your plan was to summon a bunch of angry ghosts who would initially be looking for you, but would haunt Mrs. Gunn instead when they couldn't find you. Correct, and once they've haunted her to death, Gunn Industries will be all mine. Well, I hate to be the bearer of good news, but Mrs. Gunn is dead. On the bright side, she's been dead for a year, so you pretty much wasted your time. Wait, really? Ha ha ha, I'm rich! Now I just need to get out of here without all those ghosts spotting me. Yeah, the ghosts are gone too. So you're pretty much in the clear. Wonderful, the anti-ghost field is pretty effective, but it was starting to make the back part of my brain itch. He flips a switch on an electrical device and you suddenly become aware of the absence of an extremely low frequency hum right on the edge of your hearing. There's something else I want to ask you about. Ask away. What happened to Mrs. Gunn's family? Oh, them. They've been out of the picture for years. I heard a rumor Dan got killed by desperados and buried in a shallow grave out in the backside of nowhere, but of course I wouldn't actually know anything about that. Heh. Lucky for me, since I couldn't have inherited the company with him around. Or their daughters. You son of a... Relax, the girls are fine. I'm not a monster. I'm pretty sure you're a monster. There's a weird little island kingdom somewhere on the other side of the ocean. Apparently it's stuck in some kind of bizarre temporal field that keeps nearly anyone from entering or leaving. Can't even find the place if you don't know how. Is that a reference to Kingdom of Loathing? Fortunately, I know a guy who knows how, so I gave the girls 3 free tickets to sleepaway camp. Wasn't that nice of me? You're an absolute bastard. Aw, that hurts my feelings. Fortunately, I'm about to have a whole lot of money to console myself with. Why, you... Hold on. We should talk to Mrs. Gunn first before you tear this ass a new hole. Huh? I thought you said she was dead. Depending on what she says, you might be too. Alright, that was easy. I was afraid we were gonna have to go wandering around the countryside looking for the lost daughters. Yeah, I have good news and bad news. Go on, I'm ready. Chet Bullitt had your husband killed and your daughters kidnapped, so he'd be the sole inheritor of your company when you died. He's also the reason all the ghosts were here. That son of a... I should have suspected something when he suddenly started being so ingratiating back then. And when he wrote off desperados on his expense account. I'd write him out of my will, but I suppose it's too late. That's rather galling. What's the good news? He says your daughters are safe. They're just on a magical island somewhere that nobody can get to? That's not exactly comforting, but at this point I'll take it. Plainly, if he'd wanted to kill them, he'd just have done so. Wait, you spoke to him personally? Yeah. He didn't know you were already dead, so he's been hiding in your attic for the last couple of days, waiting for the ghost to kill you. What do you want me to do with him? Sigh. I'll leave it up to you. I'm not in a state to make any reasoned judgment. In any case, you've answered my question, and I can feel myself moving on already. Thank you for all your help. With a sad wave, Mrs. Gunn fades from view. Then, almost as an afterthought, the lock on her desk drawer pops open. Inside, you find a check written out to Cunningham Ghost Annihilation Services, which with Flo snags with a cha-ching, and a blueprint. Got an item, Mrs. Gunn's blueprint. This blueprint represents what would have been the crowning achievement of Mrs. Gunn's career if she hadn't died before actually getting it into production. Alright, well, can we do anything with that? Oops. Nope. Okay. Well, back upstairs to deal with what's-his-face. Was this room right? Yeah, okay. Well, are we finished here? I've got a business to run. I'm not done with you yet. Wait here. Huh. What else could I potentially do with him? Is it let him, are the options just let him go or kill him? Holy cow, there are some really big bells hanging above you. This house has the biggest bells of them all. Awesome science stuff. I don't think I could I walk past him before? I don't know. This looks like it maybe operates the large bells hanging above you. Wait, does ringing the bells bring the ghosts? Yeah, man. You know what? Oh. Oh. I don't know. Well, that's nice. Yeah, it's a pretty good bell. Nice clear tones. Okay, I'm guessing there's something I need to do to summon them. Huh. Where would I have found this information? Oh, wait. Wait. See, here I was thinking that surely it couldn't be this. Because it's supposed to be notes, right? It's A, B, C, D, E, F, G with the primes, which probably just means sharps. But of course there are O's. I was like, every time I was thinking, okay, where have I seen letters before? And then I thought about the number of times I've seen B-O-O. Actually, I think there are different letters in the gallery somewhere, but the fact that there are O's tells me what I need to do. As the eerie sound of the bells fades away, ethereal outlines begin to appear all around you and resolve, one at a time, into familiar spirits. Monsieur L'Ardeste, and then the lady who was running the Boo and Breakfast, and the librarian. You know, you really didn't get very many of their names. Maybe you should be better about introducing yourself to people. Anyway, you're soon surrounded by a small crowd of ghosts, with Mrs. Gunn being the last to arrive. This is the bell tower in my house. Herb, what's happened? Yeah, nice to see you again, but what's up, counselor? I suppose you're all wondering why I've summoned you here today. I did just ask you that, yes. Well, I've come into some information that I think you all might be interested in. This won't take long, will it? I need to get back to the afterlife. What's the hurry? They've got an all-you-can-eat buffet with every kind of meat in nugget form. Oh my gosh. You unholster your pistol and slowly put it against your temple. Can't get in there. Can't get there that way, you dummy. Rats. You put your gun away again. How is the darkest, arguably the darkest joke in the entire game going to be about I want to die so that I can get every kind of meat nugget? Anyway, let me explain. Felicity, how did you feel when you got here? Originally, I mean. Well, I remember being very angry. I wanted revenge for my death, but the feeling went away pretty quickly and I couldn't remember why I felt like that. I'm not the vengeful type. Doesn't even really make sense in your case. Yes, exactly. I never bore any ill will towards the prosecutor that shot me. Was it basically the same for the rest of you? Just like that, yes. Myself as well. Me too. Thought so. Well, here's the deal. You're all summoned for the explicit purpose of taking revenge on Mrs. Gunn here. Attendez, I was not killed by Le Gun. I wasn't either. Yeah, some of you weren't. The summoning happened based on your connection to the summoner himself, Chet Bullet, the inventor of the bullet. But he was hiding with anti-ghost technology and assumed enough of your deaths would be gun-related that you'd turn your attention to Mrs. Gunn instead. Well, that's just dirty pool, and I should know, considering I got shot for playing dirty pool. The thing is, you didn't know Mrs. Gunn was already a ghost, so with nobody to take revenge on, you all just reverted to your regular state of mind. Huh. Well, I appreciate the info, but was it really necessary to call us all back just to tell us that? What I really wanted to tell you is that Chet Bullet has turned off his anti-ghost field. He's over there, at the other end of the attic. Now, I'm not going to make any noise about how he's ultimately responsible for all your deaths, because that would be both crazy and belittle the actual circumstances of your deaths. But Chet Bullet murdered Mrs. Gunn's husband, kidnapped her daughters, and attempted to use you all to kill Mrs. Gunn herself. So if y'all are interested in a little frontier justice, 13 is a pretty good number for a posse. The ghosts all look at each other, and their eyes begin to glow red. The hunter is the first to leave the circle, closely followed by the poacher. Soon they've all left except for Felicity Wainwright and Mrs. Gunn. Mrs. Gunn looks hesitant for a moment, then seems to make up her mind. She gives you a stern nod, then follows the others. You turn away, and soon hear a man screaming. But the sound quickly decreases in volume, as though he was being pulled a great distance away. And then it's gone entirely. I figured you wouldn't be up to it. I figured you wouldn't be into it, Felicity. Yeah, despite everything, I still believe in the rule of law. Didn't see you trying to stop them, though. Nope. No, you certainly didn't. Well, I won't keep you any longer. Happy trails, Counselor. You too, Counselor. She fades away with a wink. All's well that ends well. That was an interesting noise. Well, that's it. You reckon your careful recon of the situation has brought some true reckoning to Gun Manor. Congratulations on getting the best ending. Okay, so I'm guessing, since I didn't fight any of them, I'm guessing if I fought some of them, this would have gone worse. Feel free to wander around the grounds and enjoy the scenery, maybe wrap up some loose ends, but otherwise you're pretty much done here. Thanks for playing The Reckoning at Gun Manor. Alright, I think we're done here. There's just a weird black scorch mark on the floor where Chet was standing. Wow, I've never seen ghosts do that to anyone. I ain't even real sure what they did. Maybe you should start trying this diplomacy thing, eh? Or maybe I should shoot them even faster. Jeez, Florence, come on. Nah, I'm just joking. You've done a real good job here. It's been an eye-opener. Hey, look at this. This is one of the new Eldritch vacuum batteries Magimech Tech is making. Didn't think they were available in this region yet. Florence shoves one of the science doohickeys he gave her into her weird backpack. Florence's gun damage has been increased. New skill, Beta Blast. Is there really even anything left that I would have an opportunity to use her ability for? It's weird to get it right at the end. Always nice to see the bad guys get their just desserts. Yeah, the world could use a bit more of that. Alright, well... I think we're done. Yeah. I don't think we have any loose ends. But, Huh. At least we can teleport down here. Any of you have, anything? Anything new to say? Sorry, only one photo per customer. I'm not sure why anybody would want to, but fair enough. Oh, hi. Thanks again for freeing me from that book. I thought I already talked to this guy. You still kind of have marks with the engraving pressed into your face. I'm hoping they fade with time, but if not, I can always quiz myself while shaving. So what do you do here? I provide information. Want some? Yeah, didn't he give me just random info? Oh, maybe No, we got this information before. Okay. Alright. Unless I've horribly forgotten something, we're done here. So we've got a few odds and ends to mop up in the main story still, but DLC's done. Cool. I'll see you guys for that next time.